not told this before, but I started YouTube because of this book called Key Person of Influence by Daniel Priestley. The book's core message was to become one of the most highly valued and highly paid people in your industry. Build a personal brand, attach it to a simple business model, then enjoy being alive in greatest time in history. You'll notice something interesting when you look at the people who are really winning in any industry right now, whether it's business, content creation, or anything else. Think of people like Steve Jobs or Elon Musk, or content creators like Mr. Beast or Dhurav Rathi, or designers like Anik, Jain, content writers like Dan Ko, or even a freelancer or agency owner like me. Okay. These are the people who have built a personal brand around what they do, and because of that they get more attention, more trust, and more opportunities. You don't need millions of followers to start, you just need to start building an audience. Whether you're running a business, freelancing, selling a service, or even applying a job, you need attention. You need people to see what you do. So if you build an audience through content, you get a few wins. You keep the connection with your followers. It doesn't cost anything to start. Each post builds more trust. You can launch new offers anytime. People start following you for you, not just a service. Eventually, you can move beyond client work or start your own thing with an audience already there to support it. So to become a key person of influence in your industry, you need social capital. And social capital is not just about building an audience, and building an audience is not just about going viral or making memes. That might get your attention, but it does not build real value. If you are a creator, whether you are into writing, editing, coding, designing, etc., you want to build something meaningful, something called social capital. This is not my original idea. I took it from Dan Ko. He says that social capital has three parts: distribution, reputation, and value. Distribution is getting your work in front of people. Reputation is being known for something valuable. And value is actually helping or entertaining people. Let's break down distribution a little more. You can either build it by growing your own following, you can borrow it when others share your content, or you can buy it by running paid ads or sponsoring newsletters. Luckily, social media is free and anyone with a phone and internet connection can get started. But what does it mean to be a key person of influence? In simple words, a key person of influence or KPI is a person who is respected, known, and well connected in their field. They don't chase opportunities, opportunities come to them. They are always in demand. For me, this became real when I attached my personal brand to my service business. I used to just run a video editing agency on Fiverr. We did great works, had clients, and a growing team. But something changed when I made myself the face of the business. People trusted me more. They did not just see me as another freelancer, they saw me as someone who stood out. I wasn't just editing videos anymore, I was building relationships and a reputation. I wanted people to search my name and find real proof, quality work, happy clients, and clear expertise. That's why I started my YouTube channel. It was not just to get views, it was about building a presence that made people say, yeah, this is the guy for the job. We are in a new era now. The internet has changed everything. You can build a global brand by sitting in your bedroom. That kind of power used to be with big TV networks and companies, but now it belongs to us, the creators. And if you can hold people's attention and provide value, you open up a lot of opportunities. When I started making videos, I had no idea how much I would learn in the process. There's this concept called Feynman technique, which basically says if you want to really understand something, try teaching it. That's what happened to me. Making videos forced me to learn better, think clearer, and grow as a creator. I was not just building an audience, I was building myself. And none of that would have happened if I didn't post the first video or I did not stay consistent. I told myself I'll post 2 videos a month no matter what. It's very similar to working out. You don't see any result in the first few days or even weeks. But after a year, you are at a completely different position. Now Dan Ko talks about becoming a value creator. You know, we often hear people talk about being influencer these days, but if you want to make something really valuable, something long term, you don't need to be an influencer, you need to be a creator, and that too a value creator. So what's a value creator? A value creator is someone who takes something they genuinely love, whether it's design, finance, fitness, books, tech, or in my case editing, and turns that into something useful, interesting, or inspiring for others. It's about becoming the source of value in your niche. You're not just sharing random content, you're helping people, you're teaching them, and also entertaining them in the same time. 3 simple things that every value creator does are education, entertainment, and inspiration. Education, you teach what you know. You make complicated things easy to understand. You help people solve a problem or achieve something they care about. Second, entertainment. You sprinkle your personality into your content. It makes people want to stick around, connect, and come back for more. Third, inspiration. You show what's possible. You share your wins, your progress, your journey, not to show off, but to show others what they can also do. And let's be honest, most of the skills that we use day to day, we did not learn them in school. We mostly learned them online from YouTube, from creators, and from podcasts. The real practical stuff, it's all happening online. And the people who are actually putting this information out there are the real value creators. So in short, what I'm trying to say is you need to build an audience, because your audience is your distribution. And if you don't have distribution, you don't have people to show your work to. And if you don't have that, it will be very difficult to make money on your own terms. If no one knows who you are and you don't have people ready to buy what you offer, you'll always depend on a job where your employer controls the money, the schedule, and the opportunities. But if you build an audience, you control the game. You can sell your own products, you can promote your own services, and you can create your own offers that people actually want, because you have already built that trust. So monetize your mind and not your time. That's when the real magic starts. Most people pay for your time, but you only have limited hours in a day. There are only 24 hours a day, and you can't scale your time, but you can scale your mind. Think about this. You learn something useful, you break it down, you make it into a video, a blog post, a digital product, or a course. Now instead of getting paid once for your time, you get paid over and over again for something you built once. That's how you move from trading time to building leverage. Once your content is out there, people can find it while you sleep. They can buy your product while you're chilling with your family, working on your next idea, or even on a vacation. And no, I'm not saying that service businesses are bad. If anything, I'm still running a service business right now. But the moment I started creating content and building products around it, everything changed. Now let's talk about how you can build a personal brand. Whether you're a YouTuber, writer, or designer, building a personal brand does not have to be complicated. So here are 4 simple steps that I wish someone had given me when I was starting. First, know who you are and what you stand for. Everything starts with self-awareness. Before you start posting content or start growing an account, take some time to figure out who you really are. Ask yourself, what topics gets me excited? What makes my perspective different? What life experiences shaped me? Eventually, I found out that I enjoy teaching what I have learned. Breaking down complex editing and freelancing lessons in a way that's fun, real, and actually useful. Your personal brand should feel true to you, not fake, not forced. When you're clear on what you stand for, it becomes way easier to decide what to talk about, what content to make, and how to connect with people online. Second, show who you are and select a platform. Pick a platform, whether it's YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, or Instagram. Figure out wherever like-minded people hang out and start posting there. Share your ideas, journeys, and lessons, even if they are not perfect, even if it feels a little awkward in the start. Third, ignore the praise and the hate. This one's tough, but very important. You're going to get good comments, and you're also going to get some rude comments. Try to ignore both of them. I once had a video that did pretty well and got tons of love. I was flying high, but the next one did not perform well at all. I felt crushed. That's when I realized I can't let every comment and video decide how I feel. The truth is, some people will love what you do, some won't care, and some might even hate you. But it's all part of the game. Keep showing up and build confidence from within. Feedback is good when it helps you grow, but don't let random trolls ruin your day, and don't get lazy just because a few people clapped for you. And fourth, this is the most important one, keep going and stay consistent. This is where most people drop off. Everyone starts strong, but after a few days or week after seeing no result, they quit. Look, building a personal brand takes time. Success is not about going viral. It's about showing up again and again and getting a little better each time. Every video, post, or tweet is a small improvement, and over time, those small steps add up. Stick to a schedule that you can maintain, be patient, and be consistent. Everything that I've shared with you so far is not just theory or motivational fluff. There are people out there who have built really powerful personal brands, and now they are reaping the rewards. Let me tell you about few of them who have inspired me in my journey. First is Justin Welch, from corporate guy to a one-person business owner. A few years back, Justin left his safe, high-paying corporate job. He didn't have a big team or a fancy setup. What he did have was a clear message and a decision to build his personal brand. He picked LinkedIn as his main platform and started posting every single day. He talked about stuff he already knew well, sales, startup, and solo businesses, but in a way that was easy to understand and super useful. Slowly, he built an audience of over 6 lakh followers. Once people trusted him, he launched his own products like courses and a newsletter, and they sold like crazy. That's the power of personal branding. When people know you, like you, and trust you, selling becomes way easier. Now, Justin has a multi-million dollar one-person business. He doesn't need to run ads or get permission from anyone. He just posts and sells directly to his audience through his newsletter. Second is Dan Coy, the digital philosopher. Dan has really inspired me a lot in my journey. You'll see a lot of content that I create is inspired from him. Dan has built a personal brand around digital business mindset and self-growth. What's cool about Dan is that he doesn't try to be everywhere at once. He just repurposes his content really smartly. He writes something once and then share it across different platforms. Dan's whole vibe is about iteration. He says you don't need to be perfect, just keep improving little by little. And he's done exactly that. Over time, he's turned his personal brand into a full business, selling online programs, doing coaching, and more. He proves that with the right skills and content, you don't need a big team or office. You can make millions by being consistent, valuable, and visible online. And third is Anik Jain. Anik's story is very relatable to mine. He started as a freelancer, then started an agency, and then alongside he was also building his personal brand. Anik has been posting for over 3 years now. That's the kind of patience most people don't have. Eventually, it all clicked. Anik hit 100k subscribers on YouTube, built a design agency, and worked with over 200 clients. His Instagram account blew too. He got around 400k plus followers there. These are not just exceptions, they are example of what's possible for anyone who stays consistent, keeps learning, and shows up online. People like Justin, Dan, and Anik are proof that you can build a business around yourself, your voice, your ideas, your story. So to conclude, there's never been a better time to start. Right now is the best time in history to make a personal brand. You don't need a media team or $1 million budget. All you need is your phone, some ideas, and the courage to show up. I started with nothing but an inspiration from this book. 1.5 years later, that decision led to 1 lakh people following me on my journey. So this is your call to action. You don't need to be famous. You just need to take action. So plant that seed today, and 1 year from now, you'll wish you had started sooner.